Good morning. Time for Daily Hope. Do you need Daily Hope? We got your Daily Hope right here. 2 Samuel chapter 14, coming off the heels of a wild one. Chapter 13, David's kids are bonkers, meaning this, that David's son Amnon sexually rapes his daughter, Amnon's sister Tamar, and so David's other son, Absalom, has Amnon killed and now is in exile. Chapter 14 picks up with Joab. This is David's military commander who sees that David's heart is inclined towards his son Absalom, who, remember, has been in exile now for a few years. So he devises a plan. He gets this lady Tekoa to go to King David and to claim that she's a widow and that her two sons got into a fight. One of them accidentally killed the other, and now the whole community wants her only son to be put to death. So David replies to Tekoa and says, I will not let this happen to you or your son. I'm going to protect you. And she goes, aha, verse 13. So then why have you planned such a thing against the people of God? Meaning his son Absalom. For in speaking this word, the king is the one who is guilty, and that the king does not bring back his banished one. Gotcha. So David has Joab go and retrieve Absalom from exile and bring him home. So the chapter concludes with this beautiful reunion between King David and his son Absalom. Well, not quite yet. Apparently, according to scripture, it takes 2 years after he's brought home. And so Absalom is getting ticked off. He blames Joab. He keeps asking Joab, can I go see King David? He says no. And so he does what any good young frustrated son would do, and he has Joab's fields burned. So Old Testament. So anyways, the story finally concludes with that reunion between Absalom and King David. So where's the daily hope in a chapter like this? Well, I think there's a couple things we can glean and learn. First of all is that our families need to be our number one mission field, no matter what you're calling. Now look at King David. His calling was to lead Israel, and yet his family's in disarray. And so look at all the side energy and the distraction that was to his ultimate calling. I think our families deserve to be our number one mission field. And secondly, I think whenever I come to a chapter like this, it's good to just pull back and to look at it from the bigger perspective. Remember back in 1 Samuel chapter 2, remember Hannah's poem? She brings up 3 things that I think we should be reminded of. Number 1, she mentions how God opposes the proud, but exalts the humble. Number 2, she talks about how despite human evil, God is still at work. What an incredible 2 reminders for coming out of this passage. And lastly, she mentions how God ultimately is going to raise up a Messiah king, because King David's not going to cut it ultimately. So anyhow, I hope this has been hopeful for you today. Have a great day.